Rishi Wireless Phone Dealer.
In the next half hour, Weather Center PM, a comprehensive national forecast. At 40 after, Weather Center PM continues with highway and air travel conditions. Then the weekend outlook. And at 50 after, Storm Watch. But right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. On Weather Center, wet weather plagues parts of the east and Florida, increasing the threat of flash flooding in some areas. We'll have that story, plus in-depth forecast and analysis on this edition of Weather Center.
Parts of the East Coast, including maybe Washington, D.C. and New York City, will see rain with cool temperatures to start off this upcoming weekend or end the work week, which way you look at it. Good evening and welcome to Weather Center. I'm Jeff Morrow.
It's like the glass half empty, half full, however you look at it. I'm Sharon Result, and thanks for joining us. Showers are also moving into parts of the West Coast, ending a sunny, warm weather pattern there. But first, we're going to take a look at the East Coast, and let's go ahead and show you some scenes out of Atlanta. The umbrellas helped today in Atlanta, where you received from 1 to 1.5 inches of rain since last night. The rain came down heavily at times this morning, but by afternoon, most of the rain disappeared. But it did leave behind cloudy skies, and we have seen those clouds lurking over much of the east. Right now, in and around the Atlanta area, here comes another round of some showers and even some stronger thunderstorms. A quick peek at the radar will show you that we are still looking at some active weather, actually just south of town. Now, there are a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. First off, into Meriwether County, right here, this particular cell, we have seen the severe thunderstorm warning for Meriwether County extended until the top of the hour. This is moving to the east at about 10 miles per hour. This cell here moving out of Coweta County, just to the south of Peachtree City, up into Fayette County. And as you head into Fayette County, expect to find maybe some dangerous lightning with that, a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning, maybe some hail. This one is moving to the northeast at 35 miles per hour. If you're watching from Stockbridge or from Jonesboro, well, be prepared. This may very well be heading in your direction. It's going to continue that northeastward movement, so be prepared for gusty winds, some hail is a possibility, and frequent lightning along with the heavy downpours. That's a close-up inspection. As we broaden the view here, you'll see a line of some thunderstorms all the way up toward the North Georgia mountains, and still some activity across northeastern sections of Alabama. More of a solid line of precipitation heading into southeast Georgia and working into western portions of South Carolina. Boy, Augusta's really seen some rain, and more of that coming down. We go up around Chattanooga, more thunderstorms here, and we can track it all the way on up into eastern portions of Kentucky. Watch it up around Carter County, a flood warning in effect, as we are seeing some of the creeks and streams rising in that vicinity as well. We take you southward around Orlando, back down through Fort Myers, and even extending down around the Naples area. The showers, the thunderstorms continue, encroaching a little bit closer to Miami now. It's going to be kind of tough to escape some of this rain, so you're going to find some scattered showers and hear a few rumbles of thunder even down into South Beach area. Maybe some stronger storms, though, as I mentioned, from in and around the Atlanta area back down into North Florida. And that's where we could find still some severe weather, stronger thunderstorms, perhaps as far north as the Ohio River Valley, and still a few rumbles of thunder well to the north and west of Indianapolis. Rain continues heading into southeastern Ohio. It's just been a very, very active night. The area of low pressure here not only producing clouds and precipitation, but keeping temperatures from really going up the scale. And that's why we've just seen not much of a temperature fluctuation here, with highs only in the 50s and still residing in the 50s around Kansas City and St. Louis. In the Northeast, much nicer. 67 into New York, 64 in Boston. What a wonderful day in Boston. It's a good day to be outdoors, especially if you were a seal. Dozens staked claim to Calf Island there in Boston Harbor, and they had temperatures in the upper 70s today. That's about 15 degrees above average. Don't expect the good weather to last too much longer. The rain is heading into the region for Friday afternoon, and the rain that I'm talking about is actually out here into western Pennsylvania, but it will be working its way on eastward as our very slow-moving system finally begins to evolve eastward and spread some of the moisture in the northeast. A little activity out to the west, some of it reaching into San Francisco. Jeff has more on that.
That's right, Sharon, but unlike the east, the west saw both sunny skies and some fairly warm temperatures today, but some areas are about to get a little wetter, that is for sure. First of all, the satellite radar composite, and as Sharon just mentioned, a little bit of light rain trying to sneak in through the Golden Gate there and get into the San Francisco Bay Area, but very, very light stuff. If you're headed north of San Francisco, you might get into a little bit of wet weather on up past Eureka and maybe on up toward Cape Mendocino. Earlier, some thunderstorms were developing and did develop in southwest Oregon. A lot of cloud cover here as well on into the northern Sierra Nevada, and a lot of lightning strikes. There still are a few. There's a pretty good batch of some thunder showers moving right up past the Eugene area and Salem areas, and about ready to move out into the Pacific Ocean as it continues to rotate right on up toward the Cannon Beach vicinity. Most of the lightning strikes have pretty much died off here in northeast parts of California. There's the wet weather there, but the rest of the rain now up into western parts of Oregon. Most of the showers that are rotating in here of the light variety into San Francisco probably not going to be causing any significant wet roadways, at least during the overnight hours. The only area you might find some wet roads would be up here where these thunder showers are moving through western Oregon and extreme northeast California, and that would be about it. This cold front moving south may put an end to some of the really warm conditions that we saw today across parts of Montana and definitely the northern plains. Look at International Falls, 20 degrees above average. Williston, North Dakota actually got up to 74 degrees. We're going to have to update this. I have to keep reminding those guys. They got to update that. 86 was not correct. 89 was correct there at the airport. That is an all-time April record. Pretty impressive stuff. Portland, downtown, got up to 88, so it was a scorcher here, folks. Boise at 84. It is still 78 degrees in Portland, 85 at the Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, and 63 in Salt Lake City. Let's get to the forecast now. Sharon has a look at the wet weather in the east and about what time it's going to get into New York and Boston.
Okay, let's check it out. We'll start you out in the northeast, and showers will be moving in as we head into early Friday. Plan on that. You can almost set your clock to it. It's going to be a wet day for you into New York City. Boston, as we get toward the midday and certainly by the afternoon, you'll see the clouds thickening up around the noon hour. By the afternoon, certainly by the time you're heading home from work, you're going to have some rain to contend with there as well. So plan on some wet weather finally reaching on into southern New England. 56 into Atlanta. Maybe finally a break for your morning commute. Not quite as bad Friday morning as what you had to deal with on Thursday morning. Chicago looking at some rain and some fog. Rain too along the Indiana Toll Road for rainy travels into South Bend and also into Cleveland, Ohio. And San Francisco, a shot at some rain, but as Jeff mentioned, that mainly looks like it should remain on the light side. Marine layer may be a problem here into coastal areas of Southern California. Quick peek at your overnight lows for Friday, and then we get into the forecast as we head through the day on Friday. Notice how the moisture rotates up to the north and east, somewhat drier in the southeast, maybe a few thunderstorms popping along the Gulf Coast, but keep in mind some of the rain could be significant in the southeast, and it will certainly tend to keep temperatures down.
Yeah, we actually could have some thunderstorms in some areas of the northeast tomorrow, which we'll have to watch. And we'll talk about travel conditions next.
That's coming up after your local forecast. Don't go away.
You gotta watch the weather. It's all we think